This has got to be the hardest video I will ever make. I'm sitting there in my living room and I'm watching my favorite show, The Bachelor, on ABC. And I don't watch TV often, so I don't see the commercials that are on. But I see this commercial for Hardee's or Carl's Jr. and Nelly's in there. And I'm a big fan of Nelly. You know, I've been listening to him since the dinosaur ages, and it's really hard for me to get this out because I'm the biggest. I'd say that I'm probably the biggest, if not the biggest Nelly fan, and I have. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Quite frankly, I am disgraced. Because if I were going to Carl's Jr. and trying to get the Nelly meal, I would want the Nelly meal. But instead, they put this fucking dipshit Cornell Haynes Jr. motherfucker on the box. Who even is this guy? You know, and this is why I ask myself is, am I really a Nelly fan? Because up until now, I didn't even know his real name was Cornell Haynes Jr. And then I look at it, and I realize that Carl's Jr. and Hardee's is the shittiest company of all time. Why do they have two names? It's almost as if this is somehow reflecting in how they've chosen to choose Cornell Haynes Jr. instead of Nelly's name. It's kind of like Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, because it's like, what's the fucking deal with that? And I get angry about this. I'm sitting there and I'm watching Bachelor, and I get angry about this. I go and I get up and I start breaking down, and I pick up the remote, and I pick it up and I throw it as hard as I can against the wall. And this is the last straw for me, because I'm no longer a Nelly fan after this. Because it's kind of like, why would he choose Carl's Jr. as his partner? He should have chose like Chick-fil-A, because the Chick-fil-A has no former controversies, when Carl's Jr. and Hardee's has the major controversy similar to Mike and Ike of the split up. And I hate when people split up. I hate it. So this is my last straw. I'm no longer a Nelly fan. I hate all of his songs. I hate Florida Georgia Line for having a feature with Nelly. I hate Carl's Jr. and Hardee, and he can go kiss my ass.